There was a time I handed over my light like it was a second helping of supper, offered it up on chipped porcelain to mouths that never asked for nourishment, but I fed them anyway. Burnt my fingers keeping candles lit in winds that were never mine to block. I called it love. I called it duty. I called it family. I dimmed myself so their shadows would look smaller, bent truth so they wouldn't break. I swallowed silence because screaming would have shattered the fragile glass of connection I was still pretending to hold. And oh, the time I lost building bridges from my bones, the years I spent sanding my sharp edges into softness so they wouldn't bleed on the truth. The dreams I archived, dusted but untouched, because there was always someone else's emergency, burning louder than my hope. I told myself, this is what love does. Love sacrifices, love shows up, love fixes even when it breaks you. But now I know that wasn't love. That was performance. That was penance. That was a story inherited from mothers who wore martyrdom like medals and fathers who taught us that worth was what we could provide. I gave up my light to keep another's candle burning, and in the end, they didn't even notice the smoke in my lungs. I stayed longer than I should in places my soul had long since packed up and left. Because blood, they said. Because titles. Because guilt dressed up as obligation. And when they left, emotionally, physically, spiritually, I stood there with my hands full of ashes, still trying to fan a flame that was never mine to tend. But I've learned, finally, the cost of abandoning self to earn a place in someone else's life is a toll too steep for any heart with breath left in it. So now I write my own code. It's quiet here, but it's holy. It's hard, but it's honest. The bylaws are simple. Love is at the center. Service is sacred. But so is self. So is truth. So is the right way to walk away from a table where love is conditional and presence is priced in pain. I will serve, but not as a servant. I will love, but not as a doormat. I will be light, but no longer a torch burning myself alive for others to see. If they find their way, good. If they don't, that's not my burden anymore. Because the most radical act of love is letting people find their own path, even when it leads away from you, especially when it leads away from you. This is for every mother, every father, every grandparent who has loved too loudly, too long, too deep, only to be told it wasn't enough, or worse, too much. We are not abandoned. We are reclaimed. We are not failures. We are fierce. And our light, it's ours again. Let it shine. not for applause, not for approval, but for the sacred damn joy of being finally, fully free.